All right. Good morning and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle and I am here to do a reading today for the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Real quick, I I had a very big weekend and I was celebrating seeing family and friends, which I haven't done in a very long time. And I ended up drinking a little too much. So I'm still recovering from my weekend. So if my energy is a little bit low, that is why. Um, but I'm back on the track of recovery. I haven't drank any kind of alcohol in months, so I'm a lightweight, and I went crazy. I was in celebration mode, and yeah, that's what happens sometimes. And I remembered why I don't drink much anymore also. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm going to be doing the same format I've been doing, which is I chose 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, and I'm going to clarify with the Good Tarot. And this is also for Sun, Moon, Rising, water signs. Or if you just resonate with the title, this could be for you, and you could be a cross watcher. Watching the reading for a water sign in your life, and so you can reverse the energies as needed, reverse the story if that applies. But anyway, I'm just gonna dive in and begin. First card up, change in the wind. And I got this in the protection position. And this is about you having been on a path, having tried doing something and it not working out. Maybe realizing that this thing that you put all your effort and energy into really wasn't what was feeding your soul, or taking you to the next level that you hoped it would or thought it would. Lipstick's crazy. It could be that something happens, maybe you were hoping to get promoted at your job and someone else got the position instead. Or you just start dating someone and you think it's going really well, and then they break up with you and go back to their ex, or decide they're going to date someone else. And so this card is speaking to realizing that even though things don't always work out the way we expect them to, that it's still working out the way it's supposed to, that there's a reason that things happen. There's a reason things don't work out. Again, it's that rejection is protection. Rejection is cosmic redirection. There's something better coming because of this shift, because of something that's not working out. It's because something better is on its way. And the next card is deep knowing. And this is using your intuition, being able to read between the lines, being able to access this wiser part of you that is connected to the universe, to your higher power. And that is what our intuition is it's our direct line to a deeper knowing and understanding. And I think this has to do with not only this situation you're in where you might be feeling disappointed because something didn't work out, it's accessing the knowing that, like I said, it happened for a reason, that it's not in your highest good for this thing to happen, and that at some point in your future you're going to look back and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that didn't work out, because it allowed for this new thing to come in that I never would have anticipated or expected. And so drawing upon this inner knowing, and also using your intuition to figure out how you want to move forward differently. So if something's not working out, um, there's something in you that, it's this, again, it's the intuition, this higher self, the wise self, that is telling you to move, to shift your perspective, to pivot a little bit so that you can move in the direction that is better for you. And then the thinker, which is interesting. I choose these randomly, but this is 43 and this is 44. It comes right afterwards. And this is about intuition. This is about using logic and reason and your analytical skills to figure out how you want to move forward. So it's kind of like you're tapping in to your intuition, the deep knowing. This is providing you the information you need on how to move, on the direction you want to go. This is giving you the information you need on how to pivot. This is the nuts and the bolts. This is you being like, okay, now that I have shifted direction, now that I have gotten clear on what I know isn't working for me, how do I logically and reasonably make this new path work? What are the steps I need to take to move forward? And it's keeping in mind that anytime we start a path, anytime we pivot on our path, anytime we have a slight shift in direction, it doesn't mean that that is the final thing. There could be many times when we pivot, many times when we have to shift our understanding, shift our focus. Something new comes to us that, again, we couldn't have anticipated until we got to that point on the path. So it's taking the steps, it's understanding you have the big picture and knowing the general idea, and then implementing the things that you need to do to at least move forward one, in the next, this next step. And you can only know what to do after each step that you take. You might have an idea that could change. So just using these analytical skills to, as you take those steps, consider, okay, I did this thing. Now, where am I at? How do I feel? What's my intuition telling me? Do I need to course correct again, or do I continue forward and take the next step forward? So I really like this because it's combining these different parts of yourself to gain a fuller picture. And they both of these parts of yourself work in your favor in different ways. And I think in Western culture, certainly in the US, we are taught we're taught, and there's much more of a focus on the rational, logical mind and way of showing up and being, and much less on going in and tapping into our intuition. And this is speaking to really marrying the two, and letting both work for you, that they're both equally important and useful. All right, so I'm clarifying. 6 of water, nostalgia, sweet memories, maybe thinking about where you've come from and wanting something to work out, really wishing that this certain thing had worked out, and experiencing that feeling of like, oh, I remember the good times. I remember how in the beginning everything was lining up so perfectly. And there is a sense of sadness here, of needing to let go. But in the moment, it's like she's holding her stomach. It's needing to be with whatever's coming up for you around the situation. And it's all part of the process. It's all okay. And she's next to the water's edge, and the water represents the emotions. So she could fall into the water. She kind of looks like she wants to, like, just soak in it for a while. But that's okay, because this isn't deep. She might soak in it for a while, but she can get out, and then behind her there's light and there's clear skies, and when she's ready, she can get up and move to where it's sunny, to where she can dry off and um, move back into a place of forward thinking, forward movement, rather than thinking about the past. But that it's everything that comes up for us, all of our emotions, they're always there for a reason. And allowing and accepting them is so important. Page of water. Yeah, it's like moving from this to this. Page of water it's being playful. It's going into a place of hope and excitement for the future, of having processed the emotions that came up around what didn't work out. And then this is her. See how I can explain this. This is her getting up and moving into the sunny, clear blue skies, and the clouds. I mean, it's not clear because there are clouds, but it's like sunny, warm clouds. Yeah. She almost looks like she has a fish on her head. I can't quite tell what's going on there, but she's a child. She's splashing in the water. Maybe she does have a fish on her head. Like, she's just like, oh, whatever. Like, I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm on this. I've just changed direction. That means that something needed to change. And now I'm going to embrace it and be playful and enjoy the ride. I'm going to look at this one. I haven't picked this one very much. I think just once before. Yeah, open-heartedness, childlike innocence, and curiosity. Being curious about what's to come rather than fearing and shrinking back. Curiosity is about like investigating, moving forward, wanting to know more. Beginning of intimacy and relationships. So, because I did give the example of, say, someone broke up with you for whatever reason, that you are realizing that means there's someone better for you that's going to come into your world, and it couldn't have happened had you been with that other person who actually wasn't the right one. um, Playfulness, cheerful optimism. Yeah, being optimistic about what's to come. Everything always works out for our highest good, even if it doesn't seem like it in the moment. There's always a place that we get to, an understanding of, oh, yeah, this is better, or this is leading me to what's better. And if you're feeling like you're not there yet, it just means that you're not there yet, but it's coming. So have trust. Get into that playful place, because that is where you can vibrate at a higher frequency and call in all of the wonderful things that are meant for you on this new part of the journey. My goodness, so much water. 7 of water. 7 is a very spiritual number. She looks she has this look of delight on her face watching. It's like there's this circle of the different sea creatures and things, and it's almost like they're doing this like circle swirling dance in front of her, and she's really enjoying this. This spectacle that's being put on for her enjoyment. Yeah. Let's see what the book says. Imagination, fantasy, artistic endeavors. Yeah. I think it's really important to use fantasy, to use your imagination as a way to get your feelings hooked in to what can potentially come to you, to all the great things that are on their way. That is what calls in all the good things. When it's kind of, you've got your intuition on one side, and you've got your analyzing and kind of strategic thinking on the other. And together, these two it brings in the next good thing that's coming on this path. And it's artistic endeavors, tapping into your creativity, tapping into what fulfills you. Artistic endeavors, when you are tapping into the artistic side of you, that is a side. Any artist, they are doing it because it's from a place of enjoyment. I won't say any artist, but typically people become artists or tap into their artistic side because that is what their intuition is telling them. That is what takes them to their happy place. And all the better if they get paid for it. But it's like, it's the joy of it that is why they do that in the first place. So tapping into that joy, that playfulness, and using fantasy, using your imagination for your benefit. Rather than thinking of the worst case scenario, let that point you in the direction of what you would like, the best case scenario, and really practice imagining what that would be like, having that thing already happen. And it's not that you're setting yourself on the way it has to be as far as how things have to line up. It's about getting yourself into that place of feeling what it would be like to have to realize that dream. What does it feel like to finally have what you want? And it's more about the feeling than the actual like specifics, because oftentimes the universe can send us things that we couldn't even have come up with ourselves, and suddenly it's like something falls in our lap and we're like, oh wow, that's way better. That's way better than I could have thought up. The call. You're being called to go in this new direction, to trust that you are being led, to use all these parts of yourself to your benefit, that are in your favor, using your intuition, using your logic and analytical skills, using your ability to visualize, to fantasize, to dream. It all works together to bring in what you most desire. And and if you're feeling the desire, you're supposed to be feeling it. That's an indication that I feel like desire comes from our higher power. We being human is all about desire. You can't turn off the desire. We always want something else. And that's, I think, one place where some religions kind of fall short, because they tell you that you're supposed to shut off the desire. Hi, kitty. That you're supposed to get to a point of not desiring. And I think the problem with that is that then we end up feeling like, oh, well, I'm desiring something, so something's wrong with me. I can't get out of this desire. I shouldn't be feeling this way. And it's, again, anything that comes up, including desire, is there for a reason. It's acting as a beacon for you to move forward. Everything in our world that we see that is around us started with a thought, started with a desire. Somebody wanted to create something and bring it into the world. So, next card, Ace of Water. There's so much water here. Every card except for the call, which is a major arcana. So we're talking about big lasting energy. Every card is water. An Ace of Water. This is like, it's new beginnings. This is about, I want to say, like, good fortune and abundance. It's the beginning of the journey towards what you desire. This is your desire is setting you on a path. There's the pearl, and seahorses are also about strength and power. It's stepping into your power to move forward in a way that serves you. Ace of Water. There's something else with this card that I'm forgetting. Unconditional love. Yes, loving yourself, loving where you're at in any given moment, knowing that you are always doing the best that you can with what you've got and the information that you have up to this point. And things will change. You will change. That's the one thing we can count on in life. But love yourself. And when you do change and you look back and you're like, oh, I didn't have that right. I thought I did, but I didn't. It's not about criticizing yourself. It's recognizing that you were doing the best you could. And now you have more information to move forward in a different way. And loving the process and loving that you're listening. You're listening to your intuition, and you're listening to your more logical side, and allowing that to propel you. And that is and that's beautiful. It's all part of the journey. And then also, taking that feeling of unconditional love for yourself and kind of turning it outward to others in your life, understanding that everyone in your life is doing the best they can with what they've got in any moment, and holding the space for that, and allowing the forgiveness, the release from whatever pain or disappointment that you might have from what didn't work out, knowing that it's all happening for a reason. It's all for the good of everybody. It's all about the lessons, and the lessons that we learn from one another. Page of Earth. Page of Earth is about tangible results, starting to see whatever you started. This is the physical manifestation of that. It's the grounded understanding. It's like taking, this again, the water cards are very much about emotions. So there's a lot of emotion here, and this is taking that emotion and allowing it to help you ground yourself, and seeing the physical manifestation is like, this thing is showing up. It's actually showing up in your world. What else? Commitment to prosperity. Yeah. And this card speaks of that as well. In the reverse, that starting a journey with this commitment to prosperity in mind, and things not working out. Sometimes when we are on our path, we can end up in situations where we're like, I'm trying to manifest all of my abundance and all the money that I need. And suddenly, like, I've got these crazy bills. My car broke down. any number of things where suddenly money feels like it's just falling through, falling away, falling through our fingers. And this is knowing that is actually an indication that you're on the right track, that you're working something out in yourself that is leading you to your true prosperity. Again, first signs of tangible success, undeniable evidence that hard work will pay off. Your efforts are proving that it's working out. Undeniable evidence. And that gives you the momentum. That gives you the excitement to keep moving forward, because you're like, yes, okay, I am on the right path. Dreams grounded in reality. Yes. Taking your dreams and fantasies and grounding them in reality. This you're taking your knowing, your deep intuition, and grounding them in logic and reason in how to move forward. So cool. Where am I at? I'll end here, because This says start of a new project. So you are on a path. Maybe you did have to pivot, but that new direction it's the start, it's the beginning. Lots of beginnings here. How exciting is that? Because beginnings, I mean, that's where we get our momentum from. Is like, very often in the beginning we have that excitement, and then it's using your logic and your intuition to move you forward and take those steps to master the new things. And once again, I'm just going to come back to this. You're getting the call. Listen. The universe wants you to do something really big and really special. So it's time for you to show up. Show up for yourself. Show up for the world. The world needs you. You need you. And I don't know, amazing things are coming. So, yes, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you well on your journey, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, wonderful rest of tomorrow, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And like and subscribe.